or evening, friends. Hope everybody is doing okay. This is JP with YAAAAS Gaming, and we're going to take a look at Sindel, like I've been saying I'm going to do for months. But we're finally going to just sit down and take a look at her. She is a character that I like a lot. She has some relatively different variations, so it's good to keep you on your toes and keep you ready to fight. Let's start with the basics. Okay, basics number 1. Let's start with the basics, the super basics. That's 1, that's her 2, that's her 3, that's her 4. This, I hate, I think it's stupid, and I think it shouldn't be here, but it's here. Thank you, another round. This is also pretty good. It's a command. It's your back 2. I do like this a lot because it does catch up with things like your forward 3, or I'm sorry, forward 4, or your standing 3. So you can make good combos from this. Oh, and even standing 4 is really good too. The first hit's a high, that's not great, but the second hit is an overhead. That does 50 on if it's by itself. And the best part about it is the first hit is actually comboable, so you have a lot of options that you can play with. But that is comboable for a lot of things. Whoops, let's do. Ta-da! Doesn't that work? Let me see if that works. Wrong button. Let's try this one more time. Wrong button again. There it goes. So yeah, you have a lot of options you can work with. Her big combos are going to be her 1-1-2. Just because it's a pretty good fast combo you can kind of get out. Also because people underestimate that delay and think they can squeeze something in. A lot of times you can catch a blocking opponent or a distanced opponent rushing in and get a free 70 with some space between you and a reset, basically a reset from where you're standing. We're back in neutral at this point. So the other one, oh, that string, the 1-1-2, also is cancelable for all your special moves. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You can get some of everything from it. It's a good multi-purpose move if you find yourself mashing jab. Hopefully you'll never find yourself mashing jab. If you find yourself mashing jab, you've done the wrong thing. Alright. Her other string is going to be this. That's her standing 2-3. It's pretty good. It allows you to catch a lot of people. It is a pretty good combo extender if you can hit it. And it does significantly more than the 1-1 if you're going to cancel it. That's at 48, and that's at 77. So, 120, 149, and that's for the exact same amount of hits. So, it's good to note. It is useful for that. The problem with this one, or the 1-1-2, as well as the 2-2-3, is that they both start high. That means if you are fighting a blocking opponent, if they are blocking crouched, the first hit is going to whiff, which will give them the opportunity to squeeze in like a jab, a crouching 3, uppercut. There's a lot of things they can switch in between that little range there. Same with this one. Now the second hit is on both are mid, so you may be able to catch somebody on wake up with a high, and then they have to block the mid. But it's dangerous it's kind of dangerous. The rest of her strings don't have that problem, and are weirdly better, depending on who you ask. The first of those is the advancing forward 4. Ta-da! You can complete the combo for a kick that's going to put you at full screen. If you are playing one of the zoning variations, this is a good thing. If not, you can still cancel it into any move you want, including combos. Whoops. Ta-da! pretty good damage, 274. So it's a good thing to kind of keep in mind. Just depending on how you're playing, what you want to do. Like if you're playing against a Jackie who's always in, get out of my face. And now you have to play the game of trying to get in. I can knock you out the sky. I can, I got all kinds of options. Which brings me to this. This is her next string. It is forward 2, 1, and then either up 2 or down 2. So forward 2, up 2, forward 2, 1, down 2. Starts with an overhead. You can end the string with a low, which is very good. Or, of course, it is combo cancelable, or special move cancelable. So you have options on what you want to do with it. Got the hiccups. You do have fairly good options on how you want to play this with this character. Again, comboable. The biggest problem is, while this is a good combo starter, it is slow to start up. Therefore, it is not a good combo extender or finisher. Though it does have 78 damages as opposed to our next highest of 77.5. So you can't get that extra 3 damage, sorry. Not in the middle of a combo. However, with the range, you can start it from a pretty good distance. And your special still connected. So you have room and options there. However, the granddaddy is going to be the back 3, 4. If you finish it with 2, I think, you get the crushing blow as long as the first 2 miss. So booty butt chicks, booty butt chicks. It's also has pretty good deceptive range, because from here the first hit will miss but the second one will connect. And from here, actually from here, just standing neutral here, like where the match would start, back 3 hits. So you are in combo mode already. Also, you can finish it with 4 instead of 2 and go for an overhead. And that's hard for some people, particularly online, to block, because nobody's thinking low into overhead. And lo and behold, there it is. Alright, so that's kind of the basics that you're looking for. She has some pretty neat throws. Her throws can have crushing blows. That rhymes, and you know it does. Stab at the, stab at the, stab at the. Her throws are also the basis of brutalities. Both of her throws have brutalities, so it's good to know. Alright, let's talk about the variations. Okay, so if you're playing Sindel and you want to get into the variations, the first one that you'll probably start with is going to be Splitting Hairs, her variation 1. This is a tournament variation, and the key to it lies in 2 big moves. Number 1 is the haircut, and number 2 is the hair flip. I think that's hair flip. Is that hair flip? Whip and flip. You gotta whip. You gotta... Sorry. So, they're good for actually 2 very different reasons. The haircut is great at extending combos. The hair flip is good at ending them. The haircut by itself gives you 80 damage. The hair whip gives you 120. You can use them both, if you'd like to, by doing something very simple, like this. Oops. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I'm making it hard. That's an easy 318 damage. If you want to make it more difficult... Oh, when I talked about these, I'm not sure I said this or not. This is your max damage combo starter, or combo extender, because it starts at 97 while the other ones start at in the 70s. So that actually connects. It's just a little difficult sometimes. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Look at the damage! Oh my goodness! Okay, I can't do it that way, but you get the drift. Because in this variation, almost everything can combo into haircut. As long as you have a bar of meter, you are dangerous. So let's go. Say you're playing with your opponent, keeping some space between you, and then all of a sudden, look at the position you're in now. You've got some really good positioning and damage you can throw at your opponent. These are the biggest two things that you're going to be dealing with. She also still has her her scream, bing, and she still has her main squeeze. So, boom. That's good. This is a really nice and easy combo extender. Just forward 4, you get 2 hits, so you get time to decide what you want to do. So it's a really good move. If you want the damage though, it's just harder to hit. Oh, she missed. But that's kind of what you're looking at. Also, these are all cancelable into your fatal blow. So, not your special moves, but, you know, the other moves. So that's the big thing with this one. Long combos and damage, if that's what you're looking for, this is a very good variation for that. For 1 Mar, and not a lot of work, we are breaking 30%. That is 30% damage off 1 bar and not a lot of work. And let's see if that's done with an overhead too. Whoops. So we're almost at 30%, and we literally started that with a combo that was overhead. This one started with a low. So as you see, you have a lot of options which to play with if you're going to use a splitting hairs variation. You also have this, which is nice. It allows you to dash in the air, but not much else. I don't like it. I know a lot of people do. If you do, and you know how to use it, you're probably better than me, and that's okay. My thing is, it's usually good for messing up your jump arc, and so that way it messes with the opponent as far as how to stop it. If I jump in, up. Problem is, I don't know that you can do anything while you're in the air other than come back down, and then you can't even do anything on the way down. So, I mean, it's there. So, that's just there. It's good to know. It is good because one of the things that hurts this variation is long range. So if you're playing against a good Scarlet or Cetrion or something like that that's going to keep you full screen away, then you can pop up, dash, dash, and come back down. Or just dash once or whatever you need to do to try to get across the screen. You can't fly, you can only dash. But you can't just outright fly. Unless you're coming down, and you can do that. But that's a basic move, not in this variation. And you see what it can do. Look at that. Look at the damage. 25% damage off basic stuff. And that is the splitting hairs variation. Let's take a look at variation 2. Alright, variation 2 is... whew, this is a very special variation, and I like it, but I'm not going to be the best person to show you variation 2 because it takes far more dexterity. In variation 2, there are 3 things that you're going to be able to get, and all 3 are pretty awesome. Number 1, let me first start off by saying your back forward has now been taken by Banshee. Back forward 2. That's usually just your standard screen. Now it's the Banshee. What they've done is they've compensated that by giving you another screen right there. It does pretty much the same thing. It's just they gave you a different input because they added the Banshee screen. I like the Banshee screen. It can be comboed with a lot of different combos, but not with all of them, as you saw. So that is your best damage starter, but it does not allow you to combo into Banshee. However, if you do the full walk, you do get a fatal blow that allows you to go into combo. And that's nuts, right? Just walk, walk, walk with it. And that's meterless. So let me try that one more time. Something I'm trying to do here. $33% damage off one combo. It's nice. Now that being said, the odds that you're able to walk all this way are going to be very slim to none. However, you can use this as a nice pressure tool. If you think your opponent's going to allow you to get it off, you can kind of push him away. If not, you can... And now what he was waiting on is no longer there. His block string has been ruined, and now it's your turn again. My turn again. So you can blast him if he's trying to do like a slow attack or something like that. For example, if I do this, whoops, dang it. Wow, I can't do it now. And I see him going to ice ball, I can stop it and block and then get a punish. So, really good things to keep in mind. Ooh, that's the first time I've done that actually. I do like that. Does that combo with this? Oh, it does! Woo! I'm gonna have to use this more often. So the amplified version is really neat. There's that. Again, this is great. It doesn't give you the fatal blow, but it stuns the opponent enough to where if you charge it all the way up, it stuns the opponent enough to where you have a tremendous amount of time to capitalize on the hit stun. The other two moves are best if explained together. We'll do the first part and then the second part. The first is it Banshee Wail? What's it called? Deadly Echo. Oh, you can make it far too, that's right. This is going to be a good zoning tool. If they're trying to zone you away, you can up. You missed me, Scarlet. I'm up here. And then I'm in for damage. That work? How far full screen does that work? Oops. You can get basically back to starting position from full screen, which, as we remember, is connectable with an attack. So all of a sudden you're in range. You can actually do that from back jump too. So, and it can be canceled from a lot of different places. Oops. I can't get to work. I'm doing this wrong. There. I'm not going to be able to do it exactly how I need to. But the front one and not the far one is usually going to be the best bet, because this is how you get your combos going. And you can do some nifty air combos like that. Which brings me to my next move, and that's the Banshee Dash. The Banshee Dash hits. You have to be in air to do it, but it does hit. And if you amplify it, then you're able to teleport to the hit. I think it has to be the hit for the amplify, yeah. So this becomes more interesting when you start doing things like this. 1, 2. Wait. 1, 2. I messed it up. 1. I suck at this, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna get this right. I know, I take that back. I am. Wrong button. Wrong button again. There we go. I would suggest you watch somebody with more dexterity than I. Let me slow down. Okay, let's go. I was getting it to work earlier. I'm not getting it to work now. I know it's because I'm trying so hard. Didn't go far enough, but there we go. That's a simple combo. There are much bigger combos than that, but you can do all kinds of play with this. Again, you can do it from far. That's why I said this is probably my favorite variation. I just can't do anything with it. Look at that. Watch it. Look at this from like a jump away. It's 221 damage. Now it does cost you some meter, but you can do that too. That's pretty sick. Funny thing is, I see a lot of these setups and I think of Street Fighter, but it's not quite as difficult here, or not quite as punishing here as it would be for Street Fighter, because you only have to block one direction. But that's the big thing about this. You can get some nice double hits. I'm not going to be able to do it. Oops. The problem is, the 2 is the best thing for you. It's just really hard to get that to hit. If NetherRealm was to make that a little softer, she may be broken. So I ain't mad at them, but or this variation. Let me say this: if NetherRealm was to make that input softer, that would be a lot better for her. But you can always do that kick. Also, if your opponent's not paying attention and is not ready for it, this is absolutely a good way to give them the impression that it's going to be their turn. Because a lot of people try to do a move when you do a jump in. So all of a sudden it's not your turn and I'm getting extra damage. Now, like I said, there are more in-depth and involved combos that can be done this way. I just don't. As you see, I'm having trouble with the easy combos. So, does that work? I think it does. I think I did it. Whoops. I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not going to take up your time all day either. No, I missed it that time. So, but that's something to keep in mind with this particular variation. I personally enjoy the Banshee Walk and what it does for your pressure game. But you do lose the easy combo ability of the haircut, and that is where this suffers, because it's hard to get that level of damage. It's more difficult as a play to get that level of damage, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. You can do it a little easier with jumping 1 instead of jumping 2. But you don't get that hit stun. The hit stun on this is actually really low. So, try one more time. Let me try this. That still works though. So, those are things to worry about. This is a loud and clear variation. Alright, so we're going to finish this up with one of my favorite variations, and that is the Royal Edenian variation. It ain't super special, but it does have one thing that I think is very important. And that thing is a low fireball. Oh my gosh, look at it. It's so pretty. This can be amplified, and upon amplification and contact, it knocks the opponent to the ground. Regular. Boom! Get low. Get low. And it does a little more damage. Not much. The reason I like this so much is because it allows me to set up high-low mix-ups. Boom. 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 Also, that's an overhead. That's an overhead. That's a low. So if I can get my opponent trained to think a certain way, and he wants to block mid, low, high, because I keep doing this, or this, and he wants to keep blocking high, then I can be like, high, I'm sorry, high, low, high, low, hit the ground, and then overhead on wake up air. My gosh. Or, it's about the best. So, I enjoy that move, not to mention it helps me from a distance, because now I have a legitimate threat that they have to worry about. Well, not legitimate, but I don't want to say legitimate, but I have a threat that they have to worry about full screen. And the best part about this threat that they have to worry about from full screen. Did I do that wrong? Yeah, it's fine. Hang on. Going for everything but what I need. Record. Yeah. 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 Any other one? I don't remember how to do the other one. I'm not a Sub-Zero player, I'm sorry. I can't think of his other projectile. But that's one. Alright. So Sub-Zero throws his projectiles, right? I'm trying to get in like a good guy, and I'm having so much trouble because he's got all these projectiles coming. And so we're gonna do this. Whoops. What's the input again? Oops. There it goes, okay. Block that one. Sorry. Oh! Did I just go under your projectile? Ah, I did! What you gonna do? So that's really neat that you can go under his projectiles and punish your opponent if they're trying to play full screen. I did that wrong. That also allows me to get some good mileage out of this. Now we're full screen. I messed that recording up really bad. So, backed him up, and now I can punish him from afar. I messed some of that up, but you get the gist. Now I can punish him from afar with a low hitting projectile, and because her body gets so low, it puts me at an advantage in the projectile war for most characters. You also get this little thing that I like to call the lock on the dough. Boom! 2, 3, 4, 5. What it essentially does is give you 50 invulnerable damage. Now, or not invulnerable, 50 unblockable damage. Now the problem with it is you got to be pretty close for it. It's not there anymore. Hang on. Nope, 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 nope. See all the spacing I had to do for that? So if you have somebody who's a little overzealous, you can lock them in. My personal favorite thing to do is if I can get into the corner. Now there's not much they can do, and they're going to try to get out of the corner to escape this damage. Particularly if I can do it off of a hop. I can get a lot. You're basically guaranteeing some damage. If you have the opponent low on health, then you are in a much better situation. Say he's down to his last 5, or let's say he's down to his last 50 health. What you gonna do? Keeping you in the corner. Where are you gonna go? Boom. Now the clock is ticking. He has to get out of this corner. And not only does he have to get out of the corner, that's too far. Because of the range of this, he has to get this far plus this far. He can't just get out of the corner, you know, to a safe place here. He's got to get all the way over here. And because it's important, well, guess that didn't work like I wanted to. Alright. It's important. Hang on. Does not go away on hit. He's still taking that damage. So right now he still has to deal with that 50 damage. And that's important to deal with. It's not a tremendous amount of damage, but it is something that people tend to keep in the back of their head. So, something to look forward to. In addition, whoops, didn't change that. The other thing that you're able to get in this very nice variation is another one of my favorite things, and that is a Star Show. Woohoo! That can be comboed on hit from the air. Doom. And it is a combo starter because you can amplify it. Hooray! The best part about this is most people tend to expect you to be using a different variation, so you can kind of rock with this. Also, did I see that? No, okay. They're all mid hits. Let's overhead into mid at that point. And if you want to play the range game, well, I guess I shouldn't do it that way. But you can still do this. And now we're back at a favorable space. Or we're also favorable for this. So you got a lot of options. I personally love this because on Wake Up, nobody thinks they're getting hit from there. And they may not get hit from there. That's a little too close. So from here, hit. From here, still got the low. I have options I can work with. And I think that's why I like this variation so much. Because I can do silly things. Like mix you up high or low when you were expecting an overhead. Because I can... Most of her variations come with something that can punish you, or that can hit from the air. So, even if I do that, which is something you can do in every variation, but... Or, think about that in the combo, in the corner. Right? So now you're trapped in the corner. You blocked low a little too much. Instant damage that you can't do anything about. So, this is just a quick primer on Sindel. There is more to her than this. This is just a start. I've been promising this video for a while. I wanted to make sure I got it out. I actually have more stuff to come, so stay tuned. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any other practical tips for Sindel, please let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. We do have the Joker coming out soon, so we'll take a look at him. And I have some ranked matches where I'm trying some other things coming up as well. Thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it. Peace out!